Hello there, plant fam. I hope you're doing well. I just found my coffee. Yes. It's gonna be freezing cold, but that's okay. Today we have some plant chores to do, and I decided to go ahead and just do them together. I don't really have like an aesthetic place to film, so you're gonna have to deal with the chaos in the background. You're gonna have to deal with me looking chaotic. I feel like I keep coming on here looking horrid, and I have no excuse, actually. I feel like I need to start pre-planning videos so that I can, I don't know, like get myself together before I get on camera. But a lot of times these videos are kind of impromptu because it's like things that I just need to get done. And I'm like, I should do it with y'all. So apologies for kind of always just looking like a dumpster fire. I guess just buckle up and get used to it. I don't know. I'm sorry. I go through phases where I like get myself together regularly, and then I go through phases where I don't. And I guess we're in a phase where I'm just surviving. But like I always say, you're not here to see me, you're here to see the plants. So there's that too. Yeah, we have three, oh my gosh, we have 6 plants that we need to repot. I believe all of these are tissue culture babies that have now matured and are ready to phase up in life. So round of applause for the plant babies. Remind me that my coffee is over there so I don't forget about it again. I realize now though that you can't see the table. Okay, I don't know. I was gonna try to do this to where it felt like we were hanging out and you could see me, I could see you, we could see the plants, but it's turning out that that's probably not going to be possible. I apologize. We're going to just focus on the plants here and hopefully this is okay. This is my tear it up table. So obviously it's meant to be torn up. Now hopefully you can at least see what we're doing here. The first little babies that we're going to be repotting is my Monstera Bulbasaur. She has pushed a new leaf. Stunning. This is Megan. I think I've shown you her a few times before. I'm just so taken away by this plant. She's just so pretty. Look at that leaf. She's got crazy roots, crazy roots, crazy roots. And I want to get her in a self-watering pot in pond before she gets too much bigger. So that's what we're going to do today. I think all of the plants that we're going to be repotting today are going to go into 3-inch self-watering pots. And that's just gonna be that on that, Jack. I also want to warn you that I'm gonna be reusing a lot of pond and I have not washed it. I cannot be bothered. I need to just do a big old batch, but I just haven't yet. So, you know, if that bothers you, I apologize in advance. You've been warned. If you can't watch this, I totally understand, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So I really love these self-watering pots. I wish I had those before. Honestly, I kind of have been really liking my Aeroid mix. This is an example of my Aeroid mix. I feel like everything is doing really well in it. Cocoa coir, tree fern fiber, lots of perlite, some charcoal, some bark, and some fluval stratum. And the plants seem to be loving it, but I really don't like fungus gnats. So I don't want to put everything in the Aeroid mix because I don't want to have to use a systemic on every single thing all the time and keep up with it. But then there's a part of me that's also like, who cares? Like, just do a systemic treatment like once every other month or so and live your best life. But I don't know. Long story short, I haven't gotten to a point where I feel solid in one substrate. I keep kind of like getting wishy-washy with my substrates. So some are in pond and some are in my Aeroid mix, and there's no real rhyme or reason, to be honest. All right, I need to like actually do this while I talk or else I'm gonna keep y'all here forever. I've been leaning more towards my anthuriums being in the Aeroid mix just because I feel like they do tend to grow a little faster, size up a little faster when they are in an Aeroid mix versus pond. So those, for the most part, I'm planning on keeping in Aeroid mix, but even then there are some that are in pond. So yeah, when it comes to my mixes, I don't know what I'm doing. There's very little rhyme or reason. I'm sort of just feeling it out as we go. These roots look beautiful. And I don't know if I said it, but all of these are tissue cultures that I have grown and acclimated. And yeah, so you're witnessing their first pot up, which is so exciting. Oh my gosh. They grow so fast. I'm very excited for the growing season. I want to be overrun with growth. I want to be overwhelmed. I want to be stressed out. I want all the chaos. So I'm very ready for warm weather. I'm ready for explosions of growth. All right, we're gonna just put a little pond in the bottom first. I'm gonna put some mycos down. This is my first time ever using mycos. Even in the past, I never used any sort of like root hormone or anything like that. For some reason, this go around, I was like, yeah, I want that. I want to use that. I've heard really phenomenal things about it. So let us pray that the plants love it. And we're gonna fill her in here. There's Megan. She looks beautiful. And she is gonna get a Weddle cup to sit in. Oh my goodness. These are just so freaking sweet. I love these. Yay. All right, one down. I just need to label her. I'm just gonna peel her label from the old cup. It looks a little janky, but that's okay. At least we know who she is. It's all good. Our next repot is Sungjin Woo. This is my Alocasia Venom. He is looking menacing, which we love. He pushed a new leaf and the roots, his roots be crazy. Look at this. It's coming out the bottom. So I was like, yeah, we're gonna switch this out before things get too crazy. Same deal. I'm just gonna stick him in this little self-watering situation and I'm gonna use pon. So we're doing the same setup here. I do wanna save this substrate because I will probably reuse it in some new tissue cultures that are coming, but look at this root ball. So, so good. I'm just gonna try to be gentle and tap these off. I do wanna get as much off as I can, but I don't wanna like disturb it too much. I don't want to piss him off. He's doing really well, so hopefully after this repot we won't have to touch him for a while. Of course, we're going to do some mycos in the new container, and he's kind of funky. He like leans, he kind of curves, you see? So I am going to kind of like curve it a little bit, because if I don't, like if I stick him straight down, he's pointing down. So I am curving him back a little. He's growing a little bit oddball, but that's okay. Aren't we all truly? Here's Jinwoo, our solo leveler. Now here he is. He gets his own little pot. I'll water them all at the same time when I'm done. So next up we have my little caramel marble. She is beautiful. I can't wait to watch her get big. And her roots aren't crazy, but I do notice that when she's in that little cup, it's like the leaves are just pressed up against the side. So I kind of want to get her into a better little setup so that she can grow without being disturbed. But there are her little roots and she's got a new little leafy come in. She's so beautiful. The colors on her are insane. Same setup. I'm going to put it in pon. Her roots aren't very big at all, so I think I'm going to fill this up a little more. Let's see, where's her front? I don't even know. I'm gonna sprinkle some more directly on the roots. I'm trying to get it to where the little string isn't directly touching the root or the plant, but it's kind of hard, so a lot of them are, and that's just gonna have to be okay, hopefully. All right, and there is Finley, our caramel marble, ready to grow. Next is Remy. This is our Simpo Albo. She has pushed a new leaf for us, but it's all white, which is slightly concerning. I don't like when they push all white, but hopefully she'll get a little green going on the next leaf. Roots are looking pretty good. It's so fun to see some of our first little TC babies maturing out of their original substrate and getting big girl treatment. It's so fun. I am very excited to see like how everything takes off when the weather gets warm again. I know I've already said this a couple times, but I'm very excited. I think they're growing really well now, but I do think it's going to be a crazy shift once the weather is like consistently warm. So there is Remy. She's so pretty. I just pray that her next leaf has some green on it because that's scary to me. She already doesn't have a lot of green, you know, so yikes. All right, the last repot for this video is the Monstera aurea. This is Iris. She's stunning with the half moon. She's got a new baby coming. I'm very excited to see what that looks like. But she's rooted something fierce. Let me try to see if I can show you the bottom. Look at that. She needs a repot. She's busting at the seams here. And I'm just going to treat this the exact same way. And then she'll also go into pon in the little self-watering pot. I have been watering the cabinet twice a week lately, just because there's so many plants in there and they're all in different substrates. And I think it gets so warm in there that the water sort of like evaporates very quickly. And so I'm like constantly going in there and just like rewatering everything, especially with like anthuriums that are trying to acclimate to my, you know, my conditions. I don't want them to dry out. The tissue cultures, I don't want to dry out. There's just so much in there that like really just cannot dry out right now. So I'm in that cabinet every day checking on things, but I'm in there watering like at least 2 times a week. So the self-watering pots are starting to really help me out because I can skip those. I've only had them in there so far for about a week, but have not had to rewater anything that I've just recently planted within the last week. So it's helping me a ton. And I think it'll also be easier to water because I can just fill the reservoir instead of having to like carry it over to a sink and like I can just kind of fill up the reservoir, keep my eye on it, and then not worry too much about it after that. These roots are like flying around everywhere. I want them to go down into the pot, but they're like kind of popping up and doing whatever they want to do. So we'll see. We'll see how things go. All right, I think this is good. I think we got everything covered. We still have some string poking out, so I'm just gonna gently tug on the string until it's just under the substrate like that, and then we're good to go. There is Iris. So cute. I wanna get better about cleaning out all of these little containers and stuff as I dirty them so that when I need them, they're already clean. Maybe I'll pick a day where I just spend cleaning all these out because I also have old pots from like a couple years ago that I just never cleaned out. Now they're kind of just gross and grody, but they're still usable. I just need to clean them out. So at any rate, honestly, I use just tap water. I don't typically use bottled water unless it's for a TC, like a fresh, you know, watering freshly potted TCs. I usually will not use bottled water for acclimated plants, but I don't feel like walking to the sink right now. So these are getting special treatment today. We're just gonna wet the pond first, kind of give it a good little rinse, and then I'm adding just a splash of water to the reservoir. I thought this would be a fun way to give a little bit of an update on the tissue cultures that you had seen in previous videos, as well as get some chores done together. So I hope that you enjoyed this. Let me know if you also have some tissue cultures that you're working with and how they're doing, which ones you have, or just in general, how your plants are doing. If you're in warmer weather, are you already starting to see some changes in growth? Anything exciting happening in your plant collection? Chat with me and let me know. Otherwise, here are our plant babies. Thank you so much for hanging out and repotting some of the plants with me. I hope y'all are taking really good care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, plant fam.